Wasn't really 100% sure. Really, I was more like not at all sure at what I was getting myself into, but I definitely don't regret my decision to start playing this game. The game's Horripilant is how it was pronounced at the start of the game when you launch it. I thought it said Horriplant. As I'm starting to play it, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and it took me a while to figure out that use the map to navigate between most areas. You can click between areas, and there's doors to be unlocked. Look around. As I was starting to go through the first area, it does dawn on me that it's actually a clicker game, but more like one of those puzzle clicker games, like the old Nancy Drew games that I used to play as a kid. The game has a absolutely absurd amount of atmosphere, and it seems like there is a story to follow, so I might as well see it through. The ambiance is great, music surprisingly well done. However, you might want to turn down the sound of combat to really hear it when you get further down the dungeon. I'm gonna jump in and say, rebirthing is super fucking important. Without it, you will not get far whatsoever, but it definitely makes you really think about what you're trying to do and weigh the options of whether it's worth trying to go to a deeper level or wait to get more Hemolith by going down to a deeper level and prestiging later. I keep getting these engraved stones lately and I have no idea what they do. You can't give them to the only other person in the game who appears human so far, so I'm kind of clueless as to where they go. The only thing I can really do in this situation is descend deeper, and there are a fuck ton of floors. Prestiging allows you to upgrade your skills at the cost of completely resetting your progress, including your material gathering part, which does blow. It kept me engaged though, so instead of just sitting here and not doing anything, I went ahead and turned on an auto clicker whenever I went to go do something. Little did I know that God does not like when you use an auto clicker. Then my game crashed. Fortunately, the devs thought about it and don't actually have an issue with you using the auto clicker. They let you, however, after scaring the shit out of you at 2 in the morning, because even with the dark fantasy notes, nobody's really expecting an actual jump scare. After rebirthing a few times, eventually crunching enough floors, I found a final door. It was locked with hints on how to open it. I found enough stuff to start really exploring. The exploration in this game is masterfully done. The music is honestly beautiful in a haunting sort of way, especially in the room on the right, which is purple and has a ghost in it, an area with the angel statues. I'm now of the knowledge, since being jump scared by him, that the head in the hole is God, some sort of god or some sort of deity. I have no idea what to do. You can ask him for guidance, but he isn't helpful, except at the beginning where he hints that you can find your answers at the bottom of the dungeon. Bridge puzzle fucked with me a lot. I had to ask a buddy for help because I was trying to overthink it and not just solve it. But after you meet a large trader, he tells you that there's a switch next to him you can use to put water in the purple room, allowing you to finally grant the ghost's final wish. You're then allowed to leave. Using the stones for codes was really cool, and something that added to the world. This stuff was left here for you to solve, and you're fulfilling your character's purpose doing so. You then mess with the spider. I'm going to keep it a buck. It took me a second to figure out what to do. I thought you could kill it at first, but all I had to do was look at the map, or journal, to make him go away. You happen upon a room. There's a fungus man and codes. The codes match something, and at first I did not realize what it was. But I eventually figured out that the map, it's organized the same exact way that the pedestal is. After solving puzzle after puzzle after puzzle, I only found myself more interested. You get into the mirror dimension, wandering around before eventually finding yet another code and heading back to enter it. Codes change the way the world interacts with the player. The dungeon itself feels like a living, breathing creature. Thinking and thinking is what this game really did best. It created an amazing, very vague story to follow, and following it seems like the only way that you're gonna get out. Creates a great environment. It makes you think and keeps you on your toes. Searching through the mirrored dimension allows you to see the world with the exact opposite perspective. For the water, there is none, and there is a door. There's a hole. Well, actually, it's still there, but on the wall. There's something on the ground, but you can't see it. To get it, I had to put out the fire and grab it. The game rewards curiosity with more questions. How did I get here? Where is this place? Is there a greater purpose than what is shown? Doing the second code, you meet another large trader. He gives you a vague world building Beach, not much else. You leave. Heading back to the camp after searching enough, you find the torch and finally complete the final puzzle before heading back to camp. Final time and logging out. When I logged back in, I had to press the record button as quick as I could manage. There's a code. The final code that you can find. I wrote it down and entered it. When I got back in the game, the door opens in a beckoning manner. As you oblige, you find a large room and an item. It's a picture of the outside world. Before you can look at it long, it seems you may be somewhere you don't belong. And the person you've made upset is familiar.